Good afternoon. Yes, so 24th April 2022, let's see which are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. These are the important developments, largely science and technology and FAQ page on Sunday's newspaper, they are important, as well as magazine supplement, some good articles can be there from magazine supplement. Let's see, first of all, we'll try to find out the relevance of these articles to our syllabus, examination syllabus. So on page number 11, FAQ page, coal crisis, the one article, it talks about the present, we can say, the coal crisis that we are facing, especially some of the states which require huge amount of coal for meeting its energy demands, right? So they are facing a lot of problem like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and they are now planning to import coal from the international market. Okay, so the article explains at present what is the situation, whether it is a truly a coal crisis or there are some kind of, let's say, supply demand mismatches that are happening, the reasons behind such kind of mismatch. Also it talks about the present level of renewable energy capacity that we are having. At the same time, in the end, it is talking about what are the challenges ahead in terms of moving towards renewable sources of energy from coal. Okay. Then second article, WTO, World Trade Organization, may ease curbs on Indian grain export. So our finance minister is in United States and she is actually visiting IMF, World Bank, WTO headquarters, attending different meetings, and India's food grains, especially wheat, so that can, let's say, be exported wherever those countries which are facing the issue of hunger, and for that purpose we require permission of WTO, because some of the WTO rules under its agreement, they actually restricts, we can say, export of these food grains from India. Okay, especially when these food grains are bought from the farmers at MSP, minimum support price. This is the major concern. Third article, India to extend $500 million credit of line to import fuel. It is talking about extension of credit line to the Sri Lanka to import fuel requirements or for the fuel purpose. Okay. Now, specifically for prelims examination, generating energy from banana peel. In one of the university in Switzerland, the researchers have found that they can, generate hydrogen as a fuel from biomass. Like for example, banana peel or orange peel, such kind of peel can be used as a part of biomass, and from it hydrogen as a fuel can be formed. Okay, it can be generated, and we know that hydrogen is going to be, let's say, the next cleaner source of fuel, right? And this particular let's say research is we can say a breakthrough research in that direction. At the same time, when this biomass is burned to, let's say, we can say under pyrolysis process to form the hydrogen, then the remaining part is rich in carbon that can be called as biochar. If you remember 2020 question paper, there was one MCQ on biochar. Okay, and this biochar can be used for enriching the soil and increasing its productivity. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए भी वो यूजफुल हो सकता है, राइट? दैट कैन बी यूजफुल फॉर, it can act as a fertilizer, or it can add more and more nutrients to the soil. So we are getting two inputs from this, from biomass, one as hydrogen as a fuel, other as a biochar. Okay, तो ये काफ़ी अच्छा हम बोल सकते हैं, there can be question in prelims examination regarding this. Then Argentina to revive Falkland issue in India. So it is launching one commission in India to, promote dialogue so that Argentina UK dispute over the we can say these Falkland Islands can be resolved through talks and negotiations. Okay, so we will have follow up from IR section. Also from geography perspective, we will try to locate Falkland Islands in South Atlantic Ocean, and some basic geographical aspects related to of these islands we will try to find out. Then on page number 6 of magazine supplement, there is one article talking about Simlipal National Park. Okay, so we will briefly take the information about Simlipal National Park from environment perspective. And finally, Russia to deploy Sarmat missiles by autumn. Okay, so Sarmat missile, it was recently in news because of test firing of this nuclear capable intercontinental ballistic missile. Okay, and it has capacity to reach US as well as European, remaining West European countries. So yes, you should be aware about these developments. Let's discuss them in detail. How quickly can India move away from coal? The context here is that recently there has been increase in the demand but very less supply, comparatively less supply, especially in some of the industrialized states of India like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and their demand is high but supply is less, and they are planning to import from the international market. Although our Union Coal Minister is saying that we are ramping up the supply through increase in production, but the thing is that in near future we can expect that we require to have more import. You should, let's say, also know in last October, we have covered this in the Hindu newspaper as well as editorial discussion. In October month of 2021, we faced a similar coal crisis, but due to some other reasons. At that time, the concern was related to monsoon. Okay, so because of that, yes, flooding happened. Then yes, high prices in international. Yes, international market. Then there was labor shortage, and there is sudden increase in demand because of recovery of economy after second wave of pandemic.
At the same time, we got as a transportation problem also.
Yes, transportation also. Okay, so all these supply blocks resulted into supply disruption, we can say. It has resulted into crisis in October month. Some of these factors continued, and at present they are aggravating the crisis. So yes, you should know that at present some of the facts mentioned in the article, if we are talking about coal crisis. So according to India Energy Outlook, (2021) report, you should write this in your answer directly, these facts. Okay, India Energy Outlook report given by International Energy Agency. According to this, India's energy demand doubled from 2000. In last 20 years, India's energy demand doubled. Also, you should know that 80% of the demand catered by fuels like coal, oil, and solid biomass. Okay. This is the present situation, and it is going to further increase. The demand in India is going to further increase. How? Yes, there is increasing, we can say that, urbanization and industrialization. Second thing is that growing population. Okay, so this factor is also there. Then we can say that there is increasing, we can say, from domestic sector Yes, yes. So in general, we can say because of increase in population, urbanization, industrialization, so there will be more and more demand for electricity or energy, and because of that, we can say that in near future we will be dependent more, or we require energy security. Okay, due to high demand. Now, what is the consumption pattern? What is the consumption pattern? At present, we can say that coal is the mainstay of energy mix, and coal-fired power plants, we can say they have less gestation period, low cost, easy to install, easy to construct, we can say, and safe. Technology has evolved as compared to large hydel plants and nuclear plants. Compared to large hydel plants and nuclear plants. Okay, so this is very, we can say, comparative advantage that coal is having, and to ensure that high demand of energy at present, we will focus on this only. This was recently highlighted by our finance minister. Our finance minister recently said that the Ukraine crisis is going to further delay our shift away from coal towards renewable energy. Okay, because we will again be more dependent on coal. Okay, so this is the situation. Now, where does India stand on renewable energy sources? You should know these updated facts. As on 1st March or 28th February, from the government, we can say, website data, 153 gigawatts of renewable energy installed capacity. Now, within this, you should know that around 50 gigawatt is of solar, 46 gigawatt of large hydropower plants, 40 gigawatts of around wind, and remaining is small like 4 to 5 gigawatt of small hydro plants, around 10 gigawatt of from biomass, biogas, you can say. Okay, so this is the situation, and nuclear is very small comparatively, we can talk about. Okay, so this is renewable energy basket at present, or installed capacity. Now, what are the challenges with this renewable energy or shifting away from the coal? So yes, renewable energy, though we have a huge potential, but there are also comparatively large variations. These variations are diurnal as well as seasonal. If we take the example, day and night. Okay, sunlight is available during daytime, but the energy demand peaks at night time, evening time, because we go back from our work at home, then we switch on the appliances, we can say fan or even AC. All these, let's say, appliances are working at night. Okay, so peak energy demand is at that time. So that time the sunlight is not available. If we are talking about, let's say, seasonal, you can understand here that during the rainy season there is cloudy atmosphere, and because of that sunlight is not there. But during the rainy season, that time we can experience more wind speed as compared to the remaining cold period, or we can say that during summer also. ठीक है, तो ये जो है in wind energy also, sun or solar energy also, there are a lot of variations. fluctuations, variations, and this is the major challenge, major obstacle to harness that energy. And what should be the way forward, or as a, we can say, solution to this problem is availability of transmission and storage. This will resolve this issue, this challenge.
Present in power sector, sir. Morning there will be power connection will tie up with your solar station, sir. If the evening sun's going to be shut down, sir, that time they will be ready to before 1 hour to attach the power.
This is very important for that purpose, and transmission also. Transmission losses needs to be reduced. Okay, even in the traditional power plants, from power plant to, you know, when it is the energy or electricity is reaching to the households or industries, the transmission losses are huge. Okay, so in terms of heat and everything, so that needs to be reduced, and along with that the storage capacities needs to be improved, especially for this renewable energy plants, because they are remotely located. They are remotely located. For example, wind is it can be harnessed largely in the coastal areas. There are very less obstacle for wind movement in coastal areas, and also there is diurnal wind movement in coastal areas always. So these coastal areas needs to be connected to hinterland. So transmission is very important aspect. Storage, transmission, when these capacities will improve, then we can say that we are easily moving away from the coal. We can harness these renewable energy sources in optimum manner.
So if I know the real fact, sir, storage is it's not possible in electricity, sir. Because whatever the power we have generating, machine should be, we need to deliver.
So we can use
Only we have the only present latest update technology, sir. Integrated grids is coming, sir. Within the one district, they will generate, they will tie up with the national grid, sir. Whatever the power they are going to be using, the remaining power directly go to the integrated grids, sir.
Did you read today's The Hindu newspaper? Decentralized storage and utilization. Palli village in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, sir, there are
100% solar. How it is happening? Decentralized. At village level, you are having the solar plant, they are consuming everything. So small storage will be required. Whatever the storage is there, they are using it. Are you getting this? So simply one should understand that if we are having such decentralized power plants, okay, be it solar power plant or wind plant, so that will reduce the storage capacities that are required. ठीक है, and transmission भी बहुत दूर तक नहीं करना पड़ेगा, right? So transmission losses will reduce. Are you getting this? So this is also a very important vision जो है वो इस तरीके से होना चाहिए. If we are harnessing let's say solar energy at one place, that needs to be used in the nearby area only, so that the storage capacity can be optimum used and transmission losses will be reduced. Okay? Yes. Now, WTO may ease curbs on Indian grain export. So this topic is in news. Yes, our External Affairs Minister, Defense Minister in 2+2 meeting also highlighted this aspect. And our Finance Minister is in talks with WTO members or WTO officials in resolving WTO rules so that India can export food grains, especially those countries which are facing the hunger problem at present or food grain crisis because of Ukraine-Russia war. Okay, you should know that WTO is having agreement on agriculture where India is also signatory. According to this, there are different types of subsidies and they come under different boxes as a part of this agreement: amber box, blue box, green box subsidies. And yes, the kind of subsidies that are given in India, they comes under amber box, for example MSP. And yes, when the government is buying these food grains at MSP, and these food grains, if they are exported, that means our food grains are more competitive as compared to other countries' food grains in international market. This is concern. And if WTO relaxes this rule, then India can export food grains on very large scale. Yes, we can, satisfy the demands of majority of the countries, especially they are facing at problem because of Ukraine and Russia conflict. So we can expect for temporary time period to deal with this crisis, WTO may, give some kind of exemptions for India under its rules. Okay? Yes. So you should just have follow up here that what is happening.
If you get these opportunities, at least small farmers will get benefits, heavy productions.
Yes. Next year we can have further more production. Farmers will benefit. Everything will happen. And yes, due to exports, our forex also will strengthen. Foreign exchange reserves.
Because due to Ukraine position, it will not able to recover minimum 5 to 6 years.
Yes, we can expect that. India to extend 500 million credit line to export fuel. Okay, so since start of this year, we are helping Sri Lanka to deal with its currency crisis, or simply BOP crisis, not currency crisis. And yes, so in the past also up to 2.4 billion dollars का हमने जो है help किया हुआ है indirectly, directly. And now also India has agreed to extend additional 500 million credit line to help Sri Lanka import fuel. Okay. And this particular request has been done due to delay in chalking out bailout package with IMF to mitigate the dire financial crisis facing this island country. India has already agreed to defer 1.5 billion in import payments that Sri Lanka needs to make to the Asian Clearing Unit. ओके तो ये हमने डिफर किया हुआ है. ऑन फ्राइडे इंडिया एक्सटेंडेड टेन्योर ऑफ 400 मिलियन करेंसी स्वैप अरेंजमेंट विद द श्रीलंका. ये भी हमने रीसेंट डेवलपमेंट में फॉलो अप में रखना है. ओके, आईआर सेक्शन. यस, जनरेटिंग एनर्जी फ्रॉम बनाना पील. नाउ दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग आर्टिकल फ्रॉम साइंस एंड टेक पेज. Okay, so let's understand. Research group of working at Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Switzerland successfully used biomass like banana peel, orange peel, coconut shells to produce hydrogen by flashes of light emanating from xenon lamp. Okay, with the help of that light energy, they have produced hydrogen from biomass. Let's understand first of all the advantages of using hydrogen as a fuel vis-a-vis the other fuels, especially the traditional conventional fuels like coal. Yes, storing capacity, large quantities of energy in a modest amount of space is vital requirement of any fuel. And hydrogen has impressive energy storage capacity. Small space में बहुत ज़्यादा fuel store कर सकते हैं हम, hydrogen जो है. Then in terms of we can say the heating value जिसको हम बोलते हैं, right? So the amount of energy that a particular fuel can give, right? So generally we call it as calorific value. क्या बोलते हैं इसको हम we learn this in physics. Calorific value. So the amount of 1 kg or 1 liter of fuel that when burned can give the energy, calorific value. So this is the important deciding element. And for the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen has an energy value that is 7 times that of carbon. ठीक है. Then when we talk about after burning effect, so we know that when these carbon rich fuels like coal or we can say crude oil, when it is burnt, or petroleum product, so the outcome here is that the carbon dioxide plus we can say that water is emitted, right? So but carbon dioxide is greenhouse gas contributing to global warming. This is major concern. That's why we want to replace these carbon fuels. Okay, so that's if we talk about hydrogen as a fuel, so what is the product in that reaction? The product is only water and heat. So it is one of the cleanest source of energy. Okay, that's why we want to shift towards hydrogen. Now also, unlike electric cars, hydrogen powered cars can have refueling time of only about 5 minutes. You can imagine the the faster rate of refueling here. At the same time, it is very safer to handle than even domestic cooking gas, right? Then industrial level quantities of hydrogen gas are used in processes such as production of ammonia for production of fertilizers. Over 90% of the world's hydrogen is produced from fossil fuels. Now, this is main concern. The hydrogen fuel that is produced from the fossil fuel is called as black hydrogen or grey hydrogen. We want green hydrogen. We want green hydrogen or at least blue hydrogen. Okay, so that's why we can say that this is the major concern. The green hydrogen is that hydrogen produced from renewable sources of energy. Produced from renewable sources of energy. The limited popularity of hydrogen as fuel is due to production and distribution restraints. At present, production technology and capacities are very less. Distribution concerns are also there. So,
But one more thing is very drawback. Sir. If you use as a fuel for the any vehicles, the blasting is very severe condition.
so again that is storage, no?
Yes, sir.
Storage is issue.
It's a very
Batteries and that technology needs further development.
safety measure.
Right now we are facing that problem in terms of electric vehicles, electric cars, electric two-wheelers.
Andhra Pradesh, at least
Yes.
2 weeks, 1 vehicle is burning.
Yes. So many companies are recalling these vehicles now. They will further do testing.
Father and child has been died, sir.
No, but see, the thing is ki safety measures are also very important. The incident that happened in Andhra Pradesh yesterday, although it is very unfortunate incident, but the vehicle was kept inside the room.
So they don't know one position. So while taking the charging, it need to put in open place.
Yes. Simply, this is very important, no?
Hydrogen gas it will produce.
It will produce hydrogen or simply it is kind of heating process, no? Okay, as a byproduct, there will be heating. So it cannot be kept inside the room, and that room which is not having any ventilation.
Air ventilation.
Okay, there is no ventilation or even that house did not have any escape route. उसकी वजह से death हुआ है उनका. Okay, so yes, that is fine, but again more testing is required and people need to make aware about this.
It's not zero.
ठीक है, हाँ. Yes. Now, hydrogen from the biomass. What the researchers have done here, let's understand that. The flashes of irradiation from xenon lamp provide the heat, and the total of 15 milliseconds of irradiation are enough to heat the system to 600 degrees Celsius and decompose a kilogram of banana peel powder, liberating 100 liters of hydrogen. You can imagine the amount of hydrogen being released. 1 kg of peel powder. Okay, though it is just a technology demonstration at present. In future, suppose it is commercialized. You can imagine the use of biomass for let's say production of hydrogen can be very good. We can say alternative. Okay. This short burst of photothermal energy also produces 330 grams of biochar, a solid residue that is rich in carbon. Biochar. There was question in prelims on biochar. Now biochar has other uses too, in addition to carbon sequestration. So in addition to safekeeping of carbon, biochar has several uses in agriculture. What are these uses? Like agriculture leftovers such as rice husk are the major source of biomass, and biochar let's say it has significant mineral content. Adding it to soil enriches plant nutrients. Okay, so plant nutrient बढ़ जाते हैं. Porous nature of biochar makes it suitable for remediation purpose. So those soils which are polluted soils, so they can be reclaimed here. Remediation of the soils that can happen with the help of we can say this biochar, reducing the potency of contaminants in the soil. Okay. So the application you should know about this use of biomass or biochar. Then Argentina to revive Falkland issue in India. you should know that Falkland Islands, which are at present the foreign territory of UK, but it is claimed by Argentina. In 1982, there was Falkland War fought between Argentina and UK, but it was won by the UK, and at present the territory is ruled by UK. Still, Argentina claims over this Falkland Island. First of all, I would like to show the map location. On the bottom tip, you can see here the location Falkland Island. A Falkland current flows like this here along the coast of Argentina, like this, cold current. Okay, so we'll talk about that. First of all, what is this? Okay, so government of Argentina will launch a campaign in India on 24th April demanding negotiation with UK to settle the territorial dispute over Islas Malvinas. Okay, they are also known as Falkland Islands in the UK. Okay, yes. Also, there is 40th anniversary of conflict between UK and Argentina that ended with re-establishment of British control over this archipelago. 1982 में war हुआ था, उसके अभी 40th anniversary है, हम बोल सकते हैं. This will be called as the Commission for Dialogue on Question of Malvinas Islands in India. Okay, and many of the BJP members, they are the members of this commission. And there will be, more pressure created through India on UK for the bilateral negotiations. ऐसा ये करने वाले हैं. Okay, so yes, Falkland Islands, it is located in South Atlantic Ocean. Some geographical aspects you should know related to this island. Okay, these are group of islands. Two main islands are there, East Island and West Island, and remaining are small islands. Okay, so the islands are predominantly mountainous and hilly areas. The climate of the island is cold, windy and humid, maritime. So cold क्योंकि ये around 50 degrees south latitude में है. So cold है, humid है, maritime है, right? So you should know that. Then Falkland Islands are biogeographically part of Antarctic zone. At the same time, strong connection with flora and fauna of Patagonia in the mainland South America. Basically, this is Patagonian land. It is named as Patagonian lands for Chile and Argentina. Okay, this is extension of that island is extension of this Patagonian highlands. ठीक है? Yes. The land birds make up most of the Falklands avifauna. Avifauna मतलब birds जो है वो. Okay, and including 16 endemic species to there. Virtually entire island area is used as a pasture for sheep. ठीक है? So sheep is a very important animal there, and sheep rearing business and quality wool export from the island happens. Then Falkland Current, it's cold current. It is branch of Antarctic circumpolar current. ऐसे ये जो circumpolar current जा रहा है, okay, और एक जो है ऐसे जाता है फिर यहाँ से कट होके. It is cold current. Then as a British overseas territory, Falklands have internal self-governance. Also, UK takes the responsibility of their defense and foreign affairs. Okay. Then the capital and largest settlement is Stanley on the East Falkland. Now the population is, we can say that, consisting primarily of native born Falkland Islanders. Majority of them are British descent. And under the British Nationality Act 1983, Falklanders Islanders are British citizens. This much information is sufficient. Okay, so physical geography, human geography of that island. Now, Simlipal National Park. Okay, so there is one article on magazine page talking about Simlipal National Park. It is located in Mayurbhanj district of northeastern part of Odisha. Okay, Odisha में है northeastern part में. It is part of Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve, which includes 3 protected areas: Simlipal Tiger Reserve, Hadgar Wildlife Sanctuary, and Kuldiha Wildlife Sanctuary. The name Simlipal is because of abundance of red silk cotton trees growing in the area. This is also important part. Now, this was declared as also Biosphere Reserve by Government of India in 1994, and UNESCO has included this national park in World Network of Biosphere Reserves in 2009. So it is one of those 11 national biosphere reserves included in UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Also, there are 10,000 people living in 61 villages in forest inside the Biosphere Reserve or National Park. Now, there are many rivers crossing inside, or let's say flowing through this national park, like Buddha Balanga, Palpala, Bandhan, Kharkai River, Dev River. These are famous rivers of Odisha. Prominent waterfalls inside the national park: Joranda and Barepani or Barai. Simlipal comes under high cerebral malaria prone zone. See, there is, very unique, what you can say, disease within malaria, cerebral malaria.
Orissa and Visakhapatnam borders, the agency areas they will get malaria.
This cerebral malaria is why it is unique, because this is especially it has very high mortality. Okay, and within 15 days the person has chances of death. Yes, so some of the even tourists who visit this national park, there has been cases of cerebral malaria, and this the people in general should know about this. Okay, then in 2021 it was in news because large forest fires broke in this Simlipal National Park, affecting this wildlife habitat. Okay, you should know forest fires. Recently there was forest fire in which tiger reserve? हमने कवर किया था. Sariska Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan. We covered this, right? There was forest fire. Then the Nagar crocodile management program has helped the Nagar crocodile revive its population and flourish on the banks of Khairi river inside this national park. Okay, fine. Now, lastly, this Russia to deploy Sarmat missile by autumn. This Sarmat missile recently it was test fired by Russia. It is having nuclear capability, intercontinental ballistic missile of Russia. Okay, and this intercontinental ballistic missile has the capacity of nuclear strikes against US as well as some of the Western European countries. Okay, so it is capable of carrying 10 or more nuclear warheads and of striking targets thousands of miles away in US and Europe. Now this is going to be major concern जो Cold War में हुआ था, increase of nuclear warheads, escalating of tensions between two blocs that had happened. Again we can expect, see what UN Secretary General is saying. The prospect of nuclear conflict, once unthinkable, is now back within the realm of possibility. ठीक है, तो जो न्यूक्लियर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो हो सकता है ऐसा उन्होंने सोचा नहीं था, स्पेशली आफ्टर 1944 हिरोशिमा नागासाकी जो बॉम्बिंग हुआ. Thereafter, everyone was concerned about this. All countries tried to reduce the nuclear warheads. But because of this conflict, there can be escalation, there can be nuclear conflict, and that needs to be addressed. Simple question. Which of the following statement about Falkland Island is not correct? So yes, they are located in South Atlantic Ocean. This is correct. It is French overseas territory. It is incorrect. Right? It is British or UK overseas territory. And majority of land area is used pasture for sheep. This is correct. And cold Falkland current flows along the coast of Argentina. This is also correct. So not correct is asked. So second or B is the correct answer. Okay? Yes. Any question?
So, but recently Russia has been declared. So we will at any stage we will not use the nuclear weapons.
They will say.
But the situation we may have the changes.
No, they will see. They will install to they act as a deterrence. ठीक है? Deterrence होता है ना कि दूसरी country, the other countries will not take any kind of strong action because of this.
Because when even any big country also not able to speak with them. So
Yes.
due to only
Yes.
they have the warheads.
Yes.
nuclear
Yes.
warheads.
And there has been even in past such kind of instances have happened. So only through negotiation and the pressure by all countries together that can be stopped.
Only
Okay.
one side of one continent we can't able to stop.
Yes,
All
yes.
continents we need to have the.
All countries should come together to stop this war.
Otherwise, it may have the link to chain reactions. So one country to one country.
Yes, yes. There is possibility or fallout of this conflict into all continents. We are seeing such kind of developments, be it related to China-Taiwan conflict, be it related to some of the developments in Arab countries also, or we can see some of the developments in what you can say Eastern European countries also. ये जो हो रहा है बाकी countries भी देखो, Finland is now thinking of joining NATO. Up till now it was fine. It was one of the most developed country जो हम बोलते हैं indicators, human development indicators Finland में, they are now taking the side here because of insecurity, although it is having boundary with Russia. ठीक है? So this is actually the fallout of conflict. Fine? Okay, fine. Let us stop.